Hey everybody, it's Allison at Bluestocking Health. What if you could ease stubborn nasal congestion without sprays or pills just by wearing a smart headband? Meet SONU. Let's talk about it. I came on here a couple weeks ago and was talking about my SONU. I did a small unboxing video and I blew my nose live on LinkedIn to show you this really interesting technology that does not have any pharmaceutical intervention in order to help relieve nasal congestion and to help with allergic or non-allergic rhinitis. And I just wanted to talk a little bit more about the science and the research that went into this device in order to get it onto the market in the US and what it had to do to show FDA that it was safe, effective, and that the benefits outweighed the risk. SONU was granted via the de novo process, which is an FDA process when there really is nothing else like it on the market. First, they did a randomized double-blind sham-controlled study, and that means that subjects who were enrolled in this study were either given a device that worked or a device that didn't work, but for all intents and purposes, the person thought it was working. So they were blinded to whether or not they were in the treatment group or the non-treatment group. It was randomized, so you didn't know which group you were going to get into, and neither did the person who was giving the treatment, right? So the doctor didn't know if the patient was getting the treatment or not getting the treatment. And they showed that patients had a reduced TNSS, which is short for total nasal symptom score, or the TNSS, and also showed there was a reduction in the nasal congestion subscore of the TNSS. They also had no adverse events, which means no one was harmed by this device when they were using it. And they did a subgroup analysis and showed that there was significant benefit in various time points. For some of the other data that they needed to submit, they had to do human factors testing, making sure people knew how to open it and actually use the device, which I kind of demonstrated in my previous video. They had to show that the software was validated, there weren't going to be any major bugs that were going to cause issues. They had to submit electrical safety testing, making sure it's not going to zap somebody or cause any sort of electrical interference with other devices that they might be using. And FDA agreed that that additional testing, along with clinical evidence, was sufficient to bring it to market. Its original FDA de novo granting covered adults for 22 and older. However, the indication was recently expanded for pediatric populations, and that includes children ages 12 and up. This case really does illustrate a powerful regulatory path, which is a de novo first and getting FDA granting on a de novo, followed by a 510K, which would help expand indications or maybe get additional claims that the company wants. If you'd like more deep dive into these types of devices or pediatric expansions, put it in the comments and I will do some research. And of course, for more videos and content about really cool med tech, make sure to check out bluestocking.health. Thanks everyone.